When you think of Aries, you probably picture the cliché, the impulsive hothead, the impatient leader, the first one to jump into a fight. But that's a dangerously incomplete picture. It misses the genius, the strategy, and the profound depth that truly defines the Ram. I'm Anya Sage, a psychological astrologer. My work isn't about predicting your week. It's about decoding the operating system of your soul. And today, we are decoding Aries by exploring the 25 blessings of their sign. We'll answer one core question. We all know Aries are born to lead, but what happens when they're forced to follow? The answer begins with their most misunderstood asset, their mind. Picture a corporate meeting room. The air is stale, the coffee is cold, and everyone is staring at the same dead-end spreadsheet. That's the moment an Aries thrives. They don't just add to the noise. They cut through it with a question so sharp, it shatters the whole premise. Because an Aries doesn't just think outside the box, they reinvent the box altogether. This isn't chaos. It's high-level innovation. But this brilliant, fiery exterior protects a surprisingly sophisticated interior. Their second blessing is a deeply guarded sensitivity. They feel everything with an almost painful clarity, but they've learned to build powerful emotional firewalls. They can sense insincerity from a mile away, and they refuse to let their energy be exploited by emotional vampires. For them, sensitivity is not a flaw. It's a superpower, a high-fidelity radar they've learned to handle with wisdom. This leads to their non-negotiable foundation, their third blessing, radical self-love. When an Aries faces a setback, a failed project, a painful breakup, they give themselves a moment, but not a season. You won't find them dwelling on what went wrong for weeks. Instead, you'll see them lacing up their hiking boots, clearing off their desk for a new blueprint, or booking a solo trip. They understand that their primary relationship is with themselves, and that resilience is their birthright. So for all the Aries watching, which of these first three traits resonates the most? The endless ideas, the protected sensitivity, or that radical self-love? Let me know in the comments below. As your comments roll in, it's powerful to see which of those core traits, creativity, sensitivity, or self-love, hits home for you. It confirms a fundamental truth. You are not one-dimensional. But here's the next logical step. Those traits don't exist in a vacuum. They are the powerful engine that drives how you connect, how you bond, and yes, how you clash with others. So let's pivot from the self to the partnership. Let's decode the most misunderstood part of the Aries operating system, the heart. If you want to understand how an Aries truly loves, you have to throw away the Hollywood script. This isn't about fleeting fireworks or grand performative romance. This is about something far more foundational, far more real, and ultimately far more demanding. The first and only rule, the absolute non-negotiable, is authenticity. This is blessing number 13. They crave genuine affection and unfiltered honesty. For an Aries, sincerity isn't a preference. It's the very air their relationships breathe. They possess a highly tuned internal radar that detects even the slightest hint of pretense. And the moment it goes off, an invisible, impenetrable wall goes up. This is the core of blessing number 16, which is especially potent in the Aries man. He values sincerity and authenticity above all else. He's not looking for a follower or a flatterer who mirrors his every word. He is magnetically drawn to a partner who is their own sovereign individual, who speaks their own mind, and whose words align perfectly, consistently, with their actions. The greatest turnoff isn't disagreement, it's dishonesty. This relentless focus on the genuine directly informs blessing 22. Aries are deeply romantic, but they despise anything cheesy. Why? Because to them, cheesy gestures feel like a cheap substitute for real feeling. They are a performance for an audience, not an intimate act of connection. This is why their affection, our 21st blessing, is almost always shown through meaningful actions, not loud declarations. Think of it this way. A less authentic sign might post a gushing tribute on social media for your birthday. An Aries will quietly notice you're stressed and handle 3 of your errands without mentioning it, just to lighten your load. Your love isn't a headline. It's 100 small, consistent acts of presence and pragmatic care that say, I see you and I've got your back. This brings us to the archetype of the Aries woman in love, our 20th blessing. She is a force of pure, undiluted intention, determined, passionate, and yes, wonderfully impulsive, because her impulses are guided by her gut-level truth. When she decides she wants someone, she doesn't waste time on subtle hints or manipulative games. Her pursuit is an act of radical honesty in itself. It's a powerful declaration that she sees something real, something worthy, and she is brave enough to move towards it. She doesn't fall in love. She chooses to walk into it with her eyes wide open, fully present, and fully invested. So the code to the Aries heart is simple, but it is not easy. Loving an Aries, or loving as an Aries, means committing to a reality built on a foundation of unshakable truth. It's a love that is earned through consistency, shown through tangible action, and protected by an unwavering demand for what is real. But what happens when that reality is threatened? What happens when that sacred trust is broken? When that trust is broken, you don't just see another side of Aries, you witness the activation of their most formidable defense system. Let's be honest, the common complaints about Aries, that they're blunt, abrasive, too quick to anger, that they can just cut you out of their life like you never existed. And if you've been on the receiving end, it feels harsh. But this isn't the whole story. It's the symptom, not the cause. You're not seeing a flaw, you're seeing a firewall. First, let's talk about that infamous bluntness, that brutal straightforwardness. This isn't about a lack of social grace. This is about an absolute cellular level intolerance for hypocrisy. Aries operates on a code of truth. When they see a disconnect between what you say and what you do, it's like a glaring error in their operating system. They aren't trying to be rude. They are compelled to point out the bug. While others might quietly disengage or resort to passive aggression, Aries sees that as inefficient and, frankly, dishonest. They will walk right up to the problem and name it. It's a commitment to a clean, truthful reality. It's their intense dislike of hypocrisy made manifest. This leads to what people call their darker side. That sudden shift in energy, that flash of fire. This isn't uncontrolled anger. Think of it as a strategic deployment. It is a tool reserved for moments when their boundaries, their values, or the people they protect are under direct threat. It's the moment the castle gates slam shut and the archers appear on the walls. This is point number 19. And Aries knows precisely when to show this side of themselves because they understand it's a necessary instrument for self-protection. It's a declaration that a line has been crossed and there will be consequences. And if that line is crossed repeatedly, that brings us to the final, most misunderstood defense mechanism, the exit. When an Aries walks away, it is decisive. It is total. And it is final. This is not about holding a grudge. This is point number 12 in action, and it's a masterclass in radical self-respect. They have assessed the situation, determined that the connection is fundamentally unhealthy or dishonest, and they have made an executive decision. As the saying goes, their finality isn't about holding grudges, but about respecting themselves enough to move forward. They don't burn bridges to be cruel. They burn them so they're not tempted to walk back to a place that was never good for them. This isn't a dark side. This is a boundary system forged in steel. Because only by being absolutely clear about where they end and others begin can an Aries be free to build, to lead, and to create. And that freedom, the freedom to build, to lead, and to create, isn't a quiet harbor. It's the launch of a battleship. That steel boundary system we just talked about, it's not just for keeping people out. It's for protecting the blueprint within. This is why an Aries fundamentally cannot be told what to do. It's not arrogance. It's not petulance. It is a core function of their operating system that flags micromanagement as a virus. To them, someone else's instructions layered on top of their own vision feels like corruption of the code. They must act on their own terms because the vision inside their head is the only blueprint that matters. It's the ultimate form of integrity, loyalty to an idea that doesn't even exist yet. So what happens when the world inevitably says no? When there's no support, no funding, no applause? For an Aries, that's when the real work begins. A lack of support doesn't stop them, it fuels them. Every rejection, every doubt, every "you can't do that" is not a closed door. It's a canister of gasoline thrown onto their internal fire. You think a lack of resources will stop them. It only forces them to become more innovative. You think telling them it's impossible will make them quit. You just handed them the only metric for success they truly respect, proving you wrong. They don't climb over obstacles. They use them as stepping stones, building their empire with the very bricks that were thrown at them. This is why you find them at the helm. This is why they are the natural leaders, the entrepreneurs, the pioneers. It's not a desire for power. It's a biological intolerance for stagnation. You want to know what happens when an Aries is forced to follow? They don't. They become a rebel who will either dismantle your system from the inside or leave to build a better one. There is no other outcome. Think of the relentless self-invention of Lady Gaga, an artist who is also an empire, constantly defying expectations. Think of the defiant coolness of an icon like Steve McQueen, who played by exactly one set of rules, his own. These figures don't just fit into a category, they become the category. This unstoppable drive is the engine of their success. But to truly understand an Aries, we have to look at the very core of that engine, their raw, unfiltered courage, and how even their most explosive flaws are actually the secret to their greatest power. So let's go there. Let's talk about the fire, the part of Aries that makes people uncomfortable, the part they're told to suppress because it is the very source of their power. Everything we've talked about, their leadership, their independence, their unstoppable drive, is built on one non-negotiable foundation: raw, untamed courage. This isn't just the courage to face a physical threat. It's the terrifying internal courage to be oneself in a world that constantly asks you to be someone else. It's the courage to launch the business, to make the first move, to walk away from a situation that no longer serves them. Without this courage, the Aries engine never even starts. And this is where we must address the most common criticism: their confidence, often mistaken for egocentrism. Let's be clear, a pioneer cannot be shy. You cannot chart a new course by committee. An Aries confidence is a tool, a necessary piece of equipment for the journey of innovation. Is it always perfectly balanced? Of course not. Their life's journey is often about learning to wield this powerful blade with precision and humility, distinguishing between self-belief and self-obsession. But make no mistake, the world is changed by people who believe in their own vision with an intensity that others find uncomfortable. Their confidence isn't a flaw, it's a prerequisite for their purpose. When you witness this raw authenticity, this unapologetic self-belief in action, something remarkable happens. It becomes completely and utterly irresistible. This isn't about classic good looks or superficial charm. The irresistible nature of an Aries comes from the magnetic force of a soul on fire with its own truth. We are drawn to them because they give us permission to be more ourselves. Their very presence is a challenge to our own compromises, and that kind of raw, passionate energy is the rarest and most attractive force on Earth. This brings us to the core thesis, the secret that every Aries knows in their bones. Their flaws are blessings in disguise, a direct path to growth. That impulsiveness? It's a bias toward action that allows them to seize opportunities while others are still doing the math. That stubbornness? It's the resolve that keeps them on track when everyone else has given up. They don't just think outside the box. They often have to burn the box down to create something entirely new. What society labels as a flaw is, in the Aries operating system, simply a feature designed for a high-performance life. And finally, we arrive at the most misunderstood trait of all, their fiery temper. People see it as a weakness, a lack of control, a destructive wildfire. They are wrong. An Aries temper is not a wildfire. Think of it as a blacksmith's forge. It is not a random, senseless force. It is a controlled, focused, and incredibly intense heat that serves a singular purpose: to purify. When an Aries boundary is violated, when they are met with deceit or disrespect, the forge ignites. It burns away the impurities. It melts down the manipulation. And in that intense heat, their spirit is tempered, beaten into something stronger, sharper, and more unbreakable than before. It's the hidden blessing that protects their heart and preserves their self-worth. It's the fire that makes them who they are, not broken, but forged. So when you are forged in this fire, when you alchemize your flaws and embrace your power, what kind of life do you create? You create the life of an Aries, and this life is governed by a deeper code. This is blessing number 10. Beneath all that fire, an Aries craves harmony. Their power isn't for chaos. It's a tool to create and protect a world of peace and authenticity around them. And this reveals their beautiful paradox. Blessing number 9. They are a unique fusion of profound kindness and radical rebellion. This isn't a contradiction. Their kindness is the default setting. Their rebellion is the firewall that protects that kindness from being exploited. They are kind because they choose to be, and they remain kind because they are strong enough to fight off anything that threatens that choice. But perhaps their greatest strategic advantage in life is blessing number 5. They don't dwell on the past. For an Aries, the past is data, not a destination. They live life looking through the windshield, not the rearview mirror. Errors are lessons. Heartbreaks are catalysts, and yesterday is over. Just imagine the freedom in that. The power of truly letting go and focusing all your energy on what's next. That is the gift Aries gives to themselves every single day. This forward-looking energy also defines how they love, bringing us to blessing number 4. They find equal, non-negotiable joy in both committed love and radical freedom. They don't see these as opposites. For an Aries, true love isn't a cage, it's a shared sky. They need a partner who can fly with them, not someone who wants to clip their wings. And all of this, the harmony, the rebellion, the forward motion, the free love, it all rests on one final, ultimate blessing, the bedrock of their entire existence. Blessing number 1. Their life is built on a foundation of absolute honesty. They would rather have a difficult truth than a comfortable lie, especially in love. It is the non-negotiable term in every contract of their heart. They will not settle for less. It is the operating system that runs everything. And that is the genius of the Aries operating system. Every single trait we've explored, from their relentless creativity and fierce independence to their infamous temper, isn't a bug, it's a feature. They are all designed to work in concert, forging a life of uncompromising courage, authenticity, and leadership. What the world sometimes dismisses as a challenge is, in fact, your greatest asset. It is the fire in your forge, the shield that guards your heart, and the compass that always points you true north. Your entire design is a blessing. If this deep dive into the Aries spirit resonated with you, show your appreciation by hitting that like button. It's a powerful signal, and to continue decoding the stars with me, make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss our next exploration. For those of you ready to take the next step on your path right now, the perfect video is appearing on your screen. Click it. I'm Anya Sage. Until next time, lead authentically.